South India's #1 travel brand. You know you are special when you're with GT Holidays.
Milky Mist Premium Ice Cream.
So I got married when I was 20 and I had my son at 21. They say when a certain phase of your life is, like your childhood. I was almost a child and people get stuck in that. So I'm forever stuck being 20. For me, I wasn't sure what I would eventually end up doing because at that moment, like I had, of course, I used to paint, but I did not know what opportunities I would have as a non-trained artist. My grandparents came from Pakistan, and my great-grandfather was Arya Samaji. They started the Arya Samaj Mandir in Pusa Road, and my grandmother was Sikh, and I was very, very close to them.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have a sister and brother. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. So you are the
Older.
You're the oldest one in the family. Did at any point you feel bullied by anybody?
No, not at all, because I think it was all in very good spirits, Sometimes people just perceive things, which is not nice.
Yeah.
And you're so adorable. And you're so adorable. You have the perfect jawline. How, like anyone with such a perfect jawline, can be mean to anybody? Sometimes there were teachers who were so nice to you because you were pretty and cute. And then there were times which people were not nice to you just because you were pretty and cute. So you have to, like everyone, it's not just me, but everybody has to go to these stereotypes. All of us are, it's like if you let it get to you, it'll make you bitter, And if you let it get to you means they won. So how can I let them control my emotions and my life?
But there was a point where the wine spilling thing happened.
Yeah.
Right? What was your frame of mind? Although, like what went...
See, I didn't get up when the wine thing happened because, we were shooting in an outdoor location. And I did not want to hold up everybody for like an hour and change and dry up.
The last time I was sitting with Shalini Passi, I had only watched 3 episodes. And now I think the entire nation has watched all the episodes over and over again. And there's one thing that everybody will agree. Well, she is a true blue, bona fide star on that show this season. And today she's joining me in conversation with me only on Galatta India. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nayan.
How have you been?
I've been great.
You are one of the loveliest. Genuinely, did you anticipate this kind of a reaction to the show? Because I remember after we did that interview and in the night when we exchanged numbers and we did speak, I did tell you this, that, just wait for it. You were like, next day it was going to release, and I told you that people are just going to love you, and that happened.
Yeah.
So were you anticipating
You can
that?
do your I told you so dance.
Yeah.
So of course it's a huge platform, and there's going to be obviously you're going to get famous for this, but what I didn't anticipate was the love, which has been the best thing, which is like and it's just love, and they're admiring me and they're adoring what I'm doing, which is so cute. I mean, this is like, my heart is like so like, I can't believe that, people love me so much. It's something else. It makes me want to be an even better person, It's like, I feel very content. Like, I feel that my grandmother will be proud of me because
How sweet.
It's that kind of love. And, like even the little things which, like, the clips, they're not like very fashionable. And, the hairbands are not very, but people have loved it because that's who I am,
That day, I want to tell you that there was a point where I asked you to describe yourself and you said, I'm eccentric. And I told you that you're authentic.
Yeah.
Right? And the authenticity is what has worked wonders for you.
Yeah.
Do you agree? What was your biggest fear that what could have gone wrong? What was in your head? When something comes out for the first time, you do have those nervous pangs, right?
Yeah.
What was that one thing that you felt like could have gone wrong?
I had full faith in the team, the cast members, Karan, Dharma, and Netflix. They were just amazing. My friends, actually, it was my friends who were very concerned because they said, you are such a different person. how will that translate in such a short span of time? Like how is it going to translate? How will people perceive you? And the thing is that when I see it now, when people are seeing it, they say that when you walk into the frame, there's an honesty
Absolutely.
in you, even though you're dressed up, and then the first thing is like you're taken aback. But that's why we want to watch you again and again, because first you see the appearance, then you see the hairdo, then you see the jewelry, then you see the makeup, and then the second time you see what's the action, the body movement. The third time around, you feel that yes, this is what I can spot. So this is what so many people have told me this. That's why people are watching it again and again, because they cannot decipher the personality in one go.
You said that there are 4 stages of knowing you, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? I want to ask you first, what do you think, what is the stage that we are at? Like I am at in your life.
How would I know? That's
You have to tell me. You and I have had multiple conversations over the last few days.
Yeah.
And I was so happy to see the love that was pouring in for you, because
complete surrender. You can't question me now. Are you at that stage?
I am.
Or do I need to work more on you?
No, but I genuinely, I never questioned you. I'll tell you something. I wear what I want to wear.
Yeah.
Often, to many people's judgment, and they feel like, oh, ye kya pehen liya and all that. I have heard it. I told you also.
Yeah, of course.
You also must have heard that through and through in your life.
Yeah.
Like, did that ever get to you?
No, not at all. Like someone said that, like people say so many things, and I also, it's not that I know I wear a lot of leopard, and I know if I like a particular cut of an outfit, I'll get multiple colors in it. Like the sari which I was wearing on the show, I have that in almost every color, and I've been wearing that since forever, and it's nothing new. And people like they'll say, "अरे but ये तो बिल्कुल same है." Or yes, so they always will say something, but that's fine. That's their perception. Like if I don't understand Picasso's work, that's nothing to do with Picasso not being an amazing artist. That's my lack of understanding. That's how I see it as.
But that's your honesty.
But honestly also, but then I don't expect everybody to understand everything. And also I'm like little bit, I have a lot of these things which I like put in a bag which is very funky, or I'll wear a color which represents something, if I'm going to a city. So I also have these secret notes in my jewelry or my bags to myself. So I think the audience should be deciphering that. With each look, why is this certain thing being carried, or why is it there? So they should be looking into that, because there are secret messages in that too.
I want to know what is the secret message behind today's look.
Today's look was actually, it's a leopard outfit which I love, and I felt like being like Monica Bellucci today somehow.
And
it's all entire secret messages today.
Like with the earrings and the jewelry.
It's very baroque. It's very like lavish, and it's very like, but also it's very comfortable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have always been wearing comfortable clothes. Like if you're comfortable, why does anybody else care? There's a childlike innocence about you. You are unbridled. There's reverence, and I feel like that reverence is so pure that even when you go and you get into that entire zone and you just get into the water wearing that gown, I feel like there's an innocence behind it, right? You are like that. You are an innocent soul. Like, have you always been like this?
So I think they say that when a certain phase of your life is not. So I got married when I was 20 and I had my son at 21. They say when a certain phase of your life is, like a childhood. I was almost a child, and people get stuck in that. So I'm forever stuck being 20.
Which is lovely.
Which is lovely, because I can't have enough of that feeling, that excitement for everything, and that feeling of like wow for everything, the feeling of knowing. That was like my school, and my school days were my best days. So I said I want to live my life like I'm in a school every day. Like when I left school, it was like I was so sad. But I said, you know what? I'm going to live my life like I go to school every day. I have a schedule, I can show it to you. And hour by hour, for the next 6 to 8 months, with events, art events, biennales, fashion weeks, everything. So
Wow.
I mean, I still live like a school kid, you know. It's like I have my class and then I have my preps and my clothes are taken out at night, and you know, so
You know, Shalini, a lot of people don't actually know about who you are, where you started from, how you became this person that you are today, and they're loving you for who you are and what you stand for. You got married really early in life, but you're a deeply ambitious woman. How did that happen? Like, were you like, how did the marriage happen? Like, did you really want to get married that young? Did you fall in love and decide कि नहीं मुझे इतनी जल्दी
no,
शादी करनी है?
it was an arranged marriage, and I think Sanjay is a very ambitious person too. He's a
Absolutely, he
very
is.
ambitious person. He's very focused. He stays. So for me, he was also a big inspiration. You know, to do well. To like he's always said, yeah, you must do it. You must try it. He always encouraged me. You know, and I mean, there have been times he's like, you know, when you come towards me with a paper in your hand, I get very scared sometimes that what are you up to now?
Why?
Because always like, you know, if I'm like doing something, you know, I'll make like a project report, like I'm doing this, I want to go here to Leh Ladakh, and I want to go these dates, and this is the thing, and this is the sheet. Like, you know, you go to a parent for approval. So because he's like, you know, because I was traveling during the pandemic, I decided to travel all over India and you know, discover my own country in a very deep fashion. So he's like, you know, it's almost scary. I said, of course it's scary. I said, if people are going to parties,
Yeah.
I have the right to travel within my country, and if I'm taking all the precautions, then it should be fine. So
What was the lesson that you learned from those trips?
from those trips,
Visiting like the
I
different
mean, our
routes of
country
India.
is like, I've lived my entire life here. But, you know, during the pandemic, I think it brought people close to each other, though there was this mask thing. But there was also this sense that we are one country, one rule was applied to all of us. And, you know, our government was just incredible. The way they implemented the
Yeah.
mask, the occupancy. I felt so proud of my country, the way the vaccine was distributed. I think, you know, when I also did travel to UK, but it was like they were not wearing masks. They were so casual about the whole thing. And the second, of course, I mean, there's so much to learn in our country. People, like I traveled when I was in Pondicherry, the elections were happening at that point. And we got stuck in a procession, which was a political kind of a, you know, promotion, and our networks phones were not working. We couldn't get in touch with the rest of the team, so I got caught in that, and I was fine. Nothing happened to me. I got in when I traveled to UK. They were so careless. I got Omicron there.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
But
So
did
what
you
I
have a bad
learned,
one? Did you have a okay one? Like you could deal with it?
yeah, like I was okay. Like I had to be like hospitalized and stuff for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Bapre. That is not a good one then if you had to
No, but I think
hospitalize.
maybe God wanted कि, you know, तू बैठ जा,
बैठ जा.
तू तो थोड़ी देर के लिए
थम जा.
थम जा, कहीं बैठ जा. I think it was that only, because I used to come back from one trip, go off to another one, come back, then go off to another one. And I used to also went to Varanasi to photograph the city, and our country is like a moving. You just need to go and sit somewhere, and things
It's
will
like
just
celluloid. It is true.
it will just unravel for you.
Yeah.
And that magic was something else, you know.
But I want to ask you this that, you know, when we played Robin's message for you, and I absolutely love Robin and thank you for doing that. But there was an emotional Shalini who spoke about how you grew up together, how you both grew up together. You know, you became a very, very young mother, right? But you were also ambitious, you wanted to do everything. How important was it for you to balance everything, being a mother, being a wife, and doing everything that you do?
Yeah, so you know, for me, I wasn't sure what I would eventually end up doing, because at that moment, like I had, of course, I used to paint, and I knew how to do watercolors or oil paints and acrylic. I started work with a knife, work with a brush, and but I did not know what opportunities I would have as a non-trained artist. I definitely enjoyed architecture and interiors. I love design, you know. So what I did was, like, in my free time, I used to read and take courses. And if there was an interesting course on architecture, I would like read about it, like get the books, order the books online. There were no online classes then. You could order a book.
Yeah.
Right? And I would get those when I would travel. I would get books on different forms of architecture or maybe fashion, spirituality. If there was a talk happening anywhere in Delhi, I would make sure that I'm there and I hear the speaker, I get their book, you know. So, and I kept like a bank. Even now I have a bank of things that I don't know about. I have a file which says read 1, read 2, read 3 on priority, you know. So
You still have that? You still do it?
I still do it.
Oh, lovely.
I have that like reading material, like instead of like trashing it away or like, you know, if at that moment I don't have the time, I just like have these sections. It's like spaces where I keep that. And then, so my entire, when post marriage, my entire time in the evenings, if I was not going out or committed to family, I was perpetually studying, reading. And there were times when there were things that I did not understand or concepts or words. I would just like mark it or write it and then go back and learn those. Because when I was growing up, I read somewhere that no learning is wasted.
Absolutely.
It's like, if you are like, no learning is wasted, no education is wasted, ultimately you will use it somewhere. So whether
knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. And then also like knowledge in different fields actually like pours back into so many other things, you know, like art is related to architecture and fashion, and so things just go on. And so I just said that, you know what, I don't know what I'll do, I don't know where I'll be, where life will take me, but I will just prepare myself, keep preparing to.
And that's where you've reached, I feel.
But I still have a long way to go.
Which is great.
Yeah, I feel I have a long way to go. I feel like when the show was released and I was getting very restless because I'm like, I didn't want to like keep on doing, you know, I said, but ye ho gaya na ab. The show is done, right? Now I have to go on to the next thing. Then everybody had to explain to me that no, you have to
slow down
in this process, because
moment.
for me it was the first time. So I said, but like when I do an art exhibition, we do it and then we do the everything and then we move on to the next thing. But I think this one has taken a little bit more time from me, like, you know, after the shoot, which is, and everybody said, no, you need to slow down, you need to it's still happening.
But it's great because the response has been huge and so encouraging for you.
Yes.
But how did your son react? Did he watch the episodes? What was his first reaction?
He watched it. I was in Bombay. I wanted to be here. And he was in Bombay. He saw it with his friends. And his friends loved it. His friends love me anyway. And I think they loved it. I was so happy for that.
You know, Shalini, you come from a space of privilege. Okay? But the way you behaved is what drew a lot of attention and a lot of hearts towards you, right? Like, you could have behaved any way you wanted, you could have behaved recklessly, you could have behaved entitled, but you were none of that. How do you manage to like not
jump into the ocean?
No, not just be entitled. Like, there is something I've seen so beautifully that most of the people in that position are not entitled actually.
I don't know if what you're saying,
but I've never thought that I'm behaving in a certain way. This is who I am. But there might be situations where I'm different. But when you say that I was down to earth, but I was not thinking I'm down. I was just being me. I was not saying I'm this, I want to be this. Because I'm not an actress, I cannot portray, right?
Yeah.
So I was just being me, and if people saw that, and if everybody felt that, then obviously
it's inside me also. Like I have so much from my grandparents who were so humble. I have so much from everybody I've met in my life. I always say this, I'm like this little thief. If I meet you, if I like something, I want a bit of it.
How
you know?
sweet.
Like if I see something really good in someone, I'll say, oh my God, like this is wow. I want to be like this gentle, kind, or whatever, ambitious, like whoever inspires me, you know.
So, what did your father and mother do and your grandparents do? Talking about them. Like, because nobody really knows, and I want people to know who you are actually.
My grandparents came from Pakistan, and my great grandfather was Arya Samaji. They started the Arya Samaj Mandir in Pusa Road, and my grandmother was Sikh, and I was very very close to them. My grandfather constructed the Vayu Bhavan, DD building, Doordarshan building, Palika Bazaar. So my parents were into construction. They were builder contractors, and so I had an exposure to architecture very early because we used to get the drawings home by famous architects like Raj Rival, and like even as a child the blueprint of a building really fascinated me because you see it was like blue and then it had those blue lines on it and little things. It was really fascinating to see the architectural plan of a building, and then I would visit the site with my grandfather and then actually like not understand and then like see the building come up. It was something
Wow.
else. Yeah.
But do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have a sister and brother. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. So you are the
Older.
you're the oldest one in the family.
Yeah.
How did they react to your show? They have seen you literally.
Yeah, they're like this only. Like my sister used to be watching sometimes. My sister's brilliant. Sometimes she'd be watching television, and I was like, "You're still watching television?" She loved films, and So I was like, "How can you just keep watching television like in your free time?"
You never liked.
Hated it. Yeah, I mean not hated it, but like I was like, I want to go and do things. I can't watch. Like I can't watch a sport. Me and my son, like unless it's something like I love watching gymnastics or like swimming and stuff like that. Those like Robin and I don't like watching sports. We
So,
rather play than watch.
Who is Robin more like, you or your husband?
I think he's a very good mix of both, but I think he's more like me.
He told me that he has no interest in movies.
Yeah.
I spoke to him, he's like, bro, I'm very
Thank
camera
God.
conscious.
He has not, you'll never see a picture of him. He'll duck away from the camera. Like he's so camera conscious, move away. Yeah.
Now, coming to what actually was also discussed, there are parts on the show where you felt bullied. Did you actually feel bullied? Because on the show, because you were handling it well, it didn't come across to a lot of, like, to me, because I knew that you guys are friends and you guys are friendly with each other, I felt like, okay, it was happening in mazak maskari.
Yeah.
But did at any point you feel bullied by anybody?
No, not at all, because I think it was all in very good spirits, So.
Let me tell you that you remember the interview we did?
Yeah.
After that interview, people have cut clips where they have made me like a villain, and I'm like, "Hey, मैंने तो कुछ बोला ही नहीं." मतलब, did I want to ask you this because I really today I woke up to a lot of hate messages.
I'm
I
so
don't
sorry.
know. You don't have to be sorry because I know it's not come from you, okay, or
But
any side of you. The thing is that somebody has cut a clip.
See, but I'd like to there's always so much that is not put out. There's always so much, like we had a wonderful conversation, and I'm so sorry that if anybody felt that you were picking on me.
No,
Because
it's just
you
that
were-
the whole
I think
point.
I think sometimes people just do this for fun and all that, but also it's like if it's hurting you, they should not do it.
No, it wasn't hurting me, but till the time
But it's
they were
not
saying
nice.
something. Yeah, but according to us section, I've become like this unprofessional anchor who didn't cater to you, and I was like, but what actually happened that day? Like, we've of course spoken, but what is it that really bothered you? Because your reaction was a few minutes after what happened. So for me as a journalist, when I was looking at you, it was you got overwhelmed at a time when we were praising you. Technically, like when I was saying that you are like, I think Riddhima said that this girl is all heart, and I said, I didn't know you before this show, but I completely agree with what Riddhima said, that you are all heart, because it was coming across even for the little time that we had spent together. And I think what actually happened that day
Listen, I think just let it be. Best thing.
But you
I
are
don't want to
not.
comment.
But you are not like you are not
But
heard from me and my
I
team.
am not hurt from you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I might hurt you.
No, no, you will not. You will not be hurting me. I
No,
have
na?
that. I have that faith.
Yeah, of
Like
course.
I have that faith that no, you
Yeah,
won't
of
be.
course. And people just sometimes people just perceive things, which is not nice.
Yeah.
And you're so adorable. And you're so adorable. You have the perfect jawline. How, like anyone with such a perfect jawline, can be mean to anybody?
No,
No.
Ray. I don't think it's about the jawline. I just feel like it's
No, I think
about
also like
your
I think people
upbringing.
you said that the clips were put like that. That happens.
Yeah. But are you getting used to this now? Because there will be that section and there'll be this section that
So the thing is that I mean, of course, this is a huge scale, but living in India, and it's always been like sometimes there were teachers who were so nice to you because you were pretty and cute, and then there were times which people were not nice to you just because you were pretty and cute. So
Yeah.
they're all you have to like everyone. It's not just me, but everybody has to go to these stereotypes. All of us are. It's like if you let it get to you, it'll make you bitter, and if you let it get to you means they won. So how can I let them control my emotions and my life? I want it to be in my hands, right?
but can I ask
I
you
can control my reaction, right?
and which you beautifully do. I have seen that. But can I ask you a question? With all honesty, will you answer that?
Yeah.
Are you saying that the fact that you said that you didn't feel bullied is because you don't want to give a reaction or you actually didn't feel bullied?
No, I'm like I'm just living on my own thing. I'm like just like okay, let's do this. The shoot after the shoot, I had my own plans, agendas. Want to do this, want to do that, want to go. You know what I mean? So it's like for me, it's like half the time I'm not even there. I'm like zoned out somewhere else. So
When from the time we spoke, you've spoken very, very fondly about Riddhima and Kalyani.
yeah,
Like
of course.
over the calls that we've
Yes.
had, you've literally called Riddhima your younger sister.
Yeah, of course.
And but there was a point where the wine spilling thing happened.
Yeah.
Right? What was your frame of mind? Although, like, what went?
See, I didn't get up when the wine thing happened because we were shooting in an outdoor location, and I did not want to hold up everybody for like an hour and change and dry up. So my idea was like we are in a foreign country, and otherwise I'm very particular. I like to keep my hands clean, and you know what I mean. I'm a little finicky. You just saw that, right? You
yeah,
saw what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So exactly. So I said I said I don't want to like get up and then everyone's waiting for me. So that was my idea. That's what I was thinking. And I did put like few like maybe what I think there was some table stuff which I just kept
The
so that
tablecloth, yeah.
so that my hand doesn't keep getting wet if I. But like I was like okay, because I guess that then if I would have left, then the camera team would be waiting for another hour, and you know how it is then.
But did it bother you?
Bother
Did
me
you?
what?
Did you? Yesterday I saw this video of Karan talking to all of you, where there was
Yeah.
a clip where they showed that you and Riddhima had a conversation, which was not showed. I think I don't think it was showed in the main show because
Yeah.
it was dimly lit. That's what Karan said.
Yeah.
But do you accept her apology? Like, did things get ironed out then and there, or was it like in your heart?
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
But when did she come to you and apologize?
I
Because a lot of people
think
are also
2
speaking
days.
about that now, that the wine spilling happened and
Yeah.
nobody bothered to apologize to her and all
Yeah.
of that. Did
Yeah.
she speak to you? Did you guys have a conversation about it after the show was over?
I don't want to comment.
Actually, you didn't have a
No,
conversation.
I'm saying I don't want to comment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. No problem. But what's next?
Yeah, that's
What- What are you planning to do? Like
what
another
I'm
mash
planning
ball.
to do. Yeah, we had to have. We are going to have another mash ball soon, in support of UNICEF.
Oh, lovely. And what else is keeping you busy?
I think we have the India Art Fair coming up, Art Mumbai coming up before that, which is happening in Bombay. Then maybe a couple of other art events. We have an award for, we have this MASH, which is an online platform. We have an online magazine. So a lot of exciting things happening there.
And a lot of people actually said that there should be a spin-off only with you, if that idea comes to you, would you be keen on doing it? Would you be keen on doing another season as well?
Well, I think the girls really made this platform. Like the first two season, if it wasn't for the first two season, then we would not have got this chance to, they already had an audience. The girls already built a great audience for us. So I think like I want to be with them, I love them. There's a certain comfort level, there's a certain understanding that we have. So
Who do you think the most comfortable with
who
from
do-
the Mumbai and the Delhi?
I think I'm comfortable with all of them. Yeah.
But a little more maybe.
I
Like
think each
somebody-
one of them is a very different personality. So each one of I have a very different conversation with each one of them.
Like?
So with Seema, it's all about like fun and fashion and everything. With Maheep, it's like a little bit more, she understands. She's a deeper understanding and she's an amazing person. So I love talking to her. Neelam is a very strong woman, which I really admire her for that. And Bhavna, of course, is very spiritual. She's very calm. She has a very soothing effect. She's also very well balanced,
Absolutely.
which is amazing.
Gentle person.
She's a gentle person.
And what about Riddhima and Kalyani?
Kalyani is like this amazing woman who's such a good businesswoman. She's an entrepreneur. She's an inspiration to so many of us, not just on the show, but otherwise also. And Riddhima is adorable. I really like her. She's a friend, a family friend. So,
But I hope to see you more often.
yeah.
And I hope that, sometimes certain people you meet in life and you feel fonder each time you meet them. I feel everybody who meets you will come and say the same because you are you.
Yeah.
And I've always said this, that the beauty of you is that you are you and you don't care about what others are saying. You just care about your own happiness.
Yeah.
You don't care about
No, it's not.
anybody
It's not.
else.
I'm not insensitive to others.
No, absolutely not. But I'm saying you don't care about other people's
like if
judgment
somebody
of you.
reaches out to me, like I'll be like I'll like make sure that that like whatever I can do, I'll do. And I have a lot of people who reach out to me, like friends, acquaintances, that they don't trust their own friends, but they reach out to me. So yeah.
No, I absolutely agree because I sent you that Reddit post. I think Reddit is a place where horrible things are written about people, but they love you.
Yeah.
And that's the best part about it. And there was a person, and of course it's anonymous, but they came out and I think they were one of Robin's friends from school or whatever, and they wrote how amazingly warm and welcoming that you have.
I was
always
trying to
been.
remember who that kid was, but I couldn't because so many kids you've met, Robin's friends over the years, so many friends. So I don't know who that kid was, but like that's who I am. So
Yeah, and that's how one should be.
Yeah.
Thank you for being you. That's
Thank
the
you.
most important
I think
thing.
God is kind. He gives me strength every day to pursue my dreams and be a good person and just
be you.
be me. Yeah, He allows me the luxury of just being me. So
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
glad that I've earned it and however I have. So
Thank you for this
thank
lovely
you so much.
conversation.
Of course, it's a pleasure.
South India's #1 travel brand. You know you are special when you're with GT Holidays.
Milky Mist Premium Ice Cream.